Before we begin with the lesson, let's take a look at an activity which will help to understand the lesson better. Please observe the activity carefully. Keep the large metal tray on a stand. Fill it with water. After the water becomes still, leave the sequins in them. After some time, the sequins will start floating in the water and become still too. Observe all these things. After some time, light the spirit lamp and place it below one corner of the tray. Observe what happens. Now, as you just saw in the experiment, in the metal tray that was filled with water, there was some sequence, and after some time it began to float and became still too. On the basis of observation, let us discuss the following questions regarding the experiment. What did you understand initially by observing the sequence? It is that light objects float in the water. When the temperature of water started increasing, what changes did you see? The changes is that the density of water decreases and it becomes lighter. Observe the movement of the sequence. What do you notice? That the sequence start moving in a circular motion. What conclusion can be drawn from the same? The conclusion can be that there is a movement of these sequence because of the flow of water. I repeat, there is a movement of these sequence because of the flow of water. Where can such processes take place on the Earth's surface? Such process takes place in the oceans. What are those processes and why do they happen? These processes are ocean currents. They happen due to differences in temperature, salinity, and planetary events. I repeat, these processes are ocean currents. They happen due to differences in temperature, salinity, and planetary events. Now please note that in the experiment, the heat is given by the spirit lamp. Please keep in mind that in reality, the source of heat for oceans is the sun. The topic for today is ocean currents. It will occur to you that as the temperature of water increases, the plastic sequence move from one place to another. As the temperature rises, the density of water decreases and it becomes lighter. And therefore, the water having lower temperature, which is heavier, replaces the water with higher temperatures. After some time, the sequence start moving in a circular motion. There is movement of the sequence because of the flow of water. As you have observed in the experiment, as to what happens to the sequence when the temperature increases, it moves from one place to another. That's because the density of water decreases and it becomes lighter, and so the sequence move in a circular motion. Ocean current. Ocean current is a large stream of moving water that flows through the ocean. It is capable of moving large amounts of water to long distances. Surface currents. Surface currents affect water to a depth of several hundred meters and are driven mainly by wind. Currents move in a circular pattern in each of the five major ocean basins. A very strange incident occurred in the Pacific Ocean in the year 1992. A cargo ship sailed towards America from Hong Kong. While traveling through the Pacific Ocean near the Hawaii Islands, a container full of toys fell into the ocean and broke. Around 28,000 rubber toys started floating on the ocean. This incident occurred on 10th January 1992. Now, a strange thing happened. After around 10 months, on 16th November 1992, some of these toys reached the coast of Alaska. Some of them crossed the Bering Strait and moved up to the Arctic Ocean by the year 2000. Some of them also floated to the Atlantic Ocean from the Arctic. Some of these reached the eastern coast of America in 2003, and some of the toys had even reached the European coast by 2007. From the Hawaii Islands, some toys took the route to Australia. Now, as you observe the incident, you'll see that the amount of time it took for this bulk of toys to reach the various places as mentioned. Why did this happen? The reason being that the movement and the force of the water that differs from place to place and from time to time, which helped these toys to travel at a different pace. The ocean water can be divided into two parts based on depth surface water and deep water. The upper layer extends up to 500 meters from the sea level, and deep water below 500 meter. We have studied in the previous chapter about the structure of the ocean floor and the extent from the surface of the ocean floor to the depth of it. The region from sea level to the depth of 500 meters is considered to be the surface water. Sunlight can reach till this depth. The movements in this layer occur mainly due to differences in temperature and salinity. The planetary winds give speed to the ocean currents.